Welcome to Towards 2015, the program to broaden your business perspective in a large market that consists of over 600 million consumers, which is the ASEAN market. Major global changes or developments are not just happening in the Western nations or just in the Middle East. Even in Asia, big changes are happening, particularly in China and in ASEAN.
On corporate sustainability strategies in an increasingly volatile world. Long title. We are going to have a conversation. We are not going to allow any of the member of the panel to give speech. We've decided that you have had more speeches than you could have ever digested this morning. So it will be a conversation. I will just lead the conversation, and each would have the right to say anything, anytime they want, by just giving me a signal. That's why I'm sitting like this. Instead of looking at you, I'm looking at them. I'd like to introduce the members of the panel and the subject. First, about the panelists. We have 3 of them. All of them are from very prominent corporations with great sustainability, meaning that they have been in the world for a very, very long time. Starting from Patrick Dawson from Dow Chemical. You know very well, the Dow Chemical, the human-friendly chemical, but not friendly to termite. My house used Dow Chemical to kill the termite, to protect my house. In Buddhism, I don't know whether that is sin or not. Pat said he doesn't know, that's good. And Dow Chemical has been, I don't know how many years in the world, but before I was born, I knew that there was Dow Chemical. My mother told me that. Second is Yoshi Kainuma from Minibear. Second one. Again, I have known Minibear for, I think from the very early 1980s, when I was with the IFCT. And Minibear was the very first international company, Japanese company, that came to Thailand to invest. And they have continued to invest. From 1982 to 2002, that's a long time, 30 years. That means they have confidence in Thailand. I don't know whether they were flooded or not, but I think maybe some of the operations, some plants were flooded, but not all. So this is the second speaker. The third one, Kun Kan Trakul Hun from the Siam Cement Group, again. A very long time company. Since we had Thailand, we had Siam Cement. So they have been with us for the rest of our history. That means that these corporations have proven to be very sustainable. Why do I say that? This is on the second part of the title, Increasingly Volatile World. You know very well, the world has always been very volatile. I don't know whether it's right to say increasingly more volatile. It's always been volatile, sometimes more, sometimes less. If you lived in Thailand during the colonization period, from 1800, when the British were really coming, that was very volatile to India, to Thailand, to Myanmar, to everybody. If you lived during the World War I to World War II, with the world depression, economic depression in between, that was very volatile. So we are very familiar with all this volatility, Cold War, Vietnam War, and we have had a series of financial and economic crises. The last one being 9/15 incidents in 2008. And even now, as Tony Blair said this morning, the financial crisis still lingering about the euro crisis. We have had a series of political crises with changes in power, in ideology, and so on. We have had a series of technological changes. Somebody said from Steve Jobs to no jobs. You know who no jobs is? They say it's Obama. From Steve Jobs creating all this equipment, therefore no job for people, that is Obama. This is American joke, not for us. And we have had a series of natural disasters. The latest one for Thailand being the mega flood. So first, I'd like to ask the members of the panels to say something about what in their area of business, which part of the so-called global volatility that they think is of highest priority to their strategy. Anyone would like to start? Okay, Kun Kan. Thailand always, start first. Please, Kun Kan.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Rongchai. And thank you again for the audience. Thank you so much for coming back here after lunch, all right? Okay, for this question, of course, I think we have so many crises in the world today. Of course, okay, the last one on the financial crisis, of course, is from the U.S., okay? Actually, okay, many people, okay, including myself, okay, we recognize the impact of the U.S. Problem, okay, in late 2007 to 2008, all right? But I myself, and including many people, maybe we have not thought that this impact will affect Eurozone so much. So until today, I believe, okay, in everybody's mind, including myself, Euro problem caused so many concerns. And you see, in Siam Cement Group, our group, we export a lot of products. About 29% of our revenue is from the export from the base of Thailand. Chemical business, okay, maybe Pat will talk about this later on. We export throughout, okay, to about 110 countries around the world. In the old days, we export to Euro, of course. But in the past few months, we export to Euro, and it bounced back, okay? And not only bounced back, there's something from Eurozone coming to this market. All right, so this means that, okay, it is a deep concern, okay, a deep impact to their economy. So of course, I believe that Euro, and today you see that Mr. Blair had mentioned, probably quite difficult, okay, and many people thought that, okay, with a single currency, maybe they cannot sustain.
But I think when we try to distill down our values around corporate sustainability, we really talk about our people. We talk about the planet that we live on, the planet and the way we treat the planet, protect the planet. Actually, we use those words now in our statements to our people, our shareholders, our investors, is protecting the planet is a key value that we work on every day. And then, of course, making a profit. So this goes back to the triple bottom line of economic, social responsibility around your people and the communities we work in. And then, of course, around protecting the planet and the environment. Maybe one different aspect or perspective I can offer from our company that has been very helpful in driving our sustainability efforts is we started 20 years ago, coming up 21 years later this year, we started a Sustainability External Advisory Council.
Oh.
And this
committee, name that committee. Yeah?
This Sustainability External Advisory Council is made up of NGOs, government, customers, and other academic stakeholders. So last year when we had our annual meeting of this group, we met in Shanghai because we have a lot of growth in Asia, a lot of growth in China, and we wanted to bring an outside perspective rather than us talking to ourselves about sustainability and our future growth plans. We wanted to get other people's view of our plans. So this external sustainability committee has really, over the last 20 years, not just given us good advice about our environmental and social responsibilities, but they've also helped us drive some of our technology and innovation priorities. And let me give you a few examples of that. We all have lived with different energy crises, energy volatility for many, many years. And today our company spends about $10 billion just on energy, on our feedstocks. So we watch energy very closely. Energy is a big part of the business of what we do. But this external advisory council, they started giving us direction 20 years ago on what kind of energy policy we should be thinking about around diversification of hydrocarbons, around renewable energy, around energy efficiency. And over the last 20 years, we've invested in our manufacturing facilities about $1 billion to improve energy efficiency. And out of that $1 billion investment, we've received about $5 billion in return, just on energy efficiency. That was from around the late 80s until about the mid to late 90s when we realized that return. From 1996 to the end of 2008, we realized almost another $5 billion of return just on energy efficiency. So this external advisory council started telling us 20 years ago where and why and how we had to be more efficient. But then they also started driving us in the direction around our photovoltaic technology. And now Dow Chemical just launched 3 months ago a photovoltaic roofing system that's integrated with our polyethylene polyolefin technology to build a roofing system that has solar cells integrated into the roof. We just formed a joint venture with a company out of Japan called Ube for the electrolytes that go into making lithium-ion batteries. So now we're moving into the space of hybrid vehicle battery production, lithium-ion batteries and alternating current between gasoline and between electric vehicles. We also started working in areas of technology where we could make our polyurethane technology in a way that appliance manufacturers could make their refrigerators more energy efficient. And we just had a celebration with the Haier group out of China and with the government where we've been able to improve energy efficiency of refrigerators by 10%. And that's with, by the way, patented technology and intellectual property that we're now practicing with Haier in China. So this external advisory council gave us a lot of good direction about how we could be more efficient, what we should be doing with our investments in technology, which is another way to diversify against volatility, another way to diversify in the changing world that we live in.